Hey everyone, Tim here, back with another Pokemon card binder walkthrough video. Today we're going to be going over my Scarlet Violet base and Paldea Evolved collection. For this I collected all of the illustration rares and special illustration rares for both sets, including the ETB promos and some other miscellaneous promos too. We'll walk through it, I'll go through the artwork, chat about some of my favorites, and we'll have a good time just looking at the cards. As a reminder, Scarlet Violet, this era includes the start of illustration rares and special illustration rares, as well as the silver border. So it's a big set in the Pokemon card history. And yeah, it's one of my favorite base sets. So let's jump into it and check out the cards. Here we go. Alright guys, so here is my Scarlet Violet binder. I have not just Scarlet Violet base and Paldea Evolved, but I have all of my Scarlet Violet sets as well. I'll do more videos going through these later, so keep an eye out for more videos coming soon. But yeah, it was really challenging to fit all of Scarlet Violet into one binder, so I had to be a little bit creative with how I set it up. So yeah, let's jump into it. First, we'll do Scarlet Violet base. So as a reminder, like I said, this is the first set where we started doing silver borders for illustration rares. So similar to like, Japanese who already had silver borders, we did a similar thing in English, and they just look so much better. I mean, yeah, it's great. I'm a little nostalgic about the gold borders, but yeah, the silver borders just look so much better, especially for illustration rares. And yeah, we also started doing these ETB promos. So ETB started having illustration rares in the promos in each of them, and it's great. So this one is for the Violet ETB, and then of course the Scarlet ETB. We have Koraidon here, the two legendaries for the generation. And I'm really glad they started doing these ETB promos for each set too, because they're really great and just adds a nice variety to it. Yeah, and Scarlet Violet base set, I think the artwork is just really good. It's a nice mix of like new Pokemon like Toadschool, but then also returning Pokemon like Slowpoke down here too. So yeah, it's a really good base set and just has a little bit of something for everybody. Scovillain here got a Mega, so yeah, there's definitely some Mega love for Gen 9. Armarouge, one of my favorite new Pokemon. This one and Ceruledge are awesome. So yeah, it's just great. And also this was, Scarlet Violet was the start of, they started calling them illustration rares and special illustration rares. But yeah, you really get a sense of the Pokemon in their environment, which I really like too. And Slowpoke here, of course you got the derpy Slowpoke. Yeah, the other thing I'll say about Scarlet Violet is the print quality. So like, this was pack fresh, and this is how it came out of the pack. Like, ton of just like whitening. It even had a lot of print lines. I'll show you guys print lines with some cards coming up. Like Paldea Evolved had a ton of print line issues. So yeah, this set was also very challenging to grade. I grade a lot of cards, and yeah, I've hit like maybe a handful of 10s, especially with early Scarlet Violet. They improved the print quality a little bit going forward. But yeah, Scarlet Violet base, Paldea Evolved, man, so many print quality issues. Clauncher here, I'll just quickly show it off. Wiglet, this one is another one of my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon, and this card has, the Psyduck and then a Slowpoke back here you can kind of see. But yeah, a lot of cameos in this set as well. And yeah, Dondozo here, Kiragawa, great artist. So yeah, you have the Tatsugiri here, classic Akiragawa artwork. So yeah, just a really nice artwork set for sure. And a pretty big set. It combined two sets in Japanese. So we'll go to the next page here. Pachirisu. This one's done by Zig. Yeah, just such cute artwork. Palmot, this is one of my favorites here. It has the full evolutionary line. So you can see this one's done by Kuki Saito. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, I get the full evolutionary line too. So yeah, just love it. Drowsy, of course, have to show this one off. Komiya. This was, part of the illustration rare boom last year. Really went off really crazy and especially in 10s were really difficult to get. Again, this is, yeah, the print quality is just not great. Yeah. King Gambit down here, new evolution. Riolu, this is the one from the intro. So I love this card. I have a 9 slab of it, PSA. Yeah, you know, he's just like, it feels like the owner came home and just like, oh no, what have I done? But yeah, just super cute. Made a bit of a mess with his training. Fido down here. Another super cute artwork. Greavard, this one's done by Sao Sao or Soso, not sure how you pronounce it, but has the ghastly little toy plushie thing there, and then Gengar, and then the Pokeball too. So, you know, it's that classic storybook style watercolor artwork. So yeah. Dolliv here, gotta shout out, you know, whenever a middle stage Evo gets some love, it's great. And yeah, Oswaldo Cato is one of my favorite artists, so I do like this artwork, even though Dolliv's not my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, it just reminds me of, you know, the Gen 9 games and that open world piece as well. I really enjoyed Gen 9 games, especially, you know, it had some performance issues when it first came out, but now on Switch 2, the performance is a lot better, so yeah. And here you can see, you know, the print lines. They're like there and there. So especially on lighter color cards, you can really see it. And they don't always affect the grade, but man, they're super distracting. So I've tried to find cards that don't have as many print lines, but it's really challenging to find. And here you can see it goes all the way. My cat's gonna make a cameo from time to time, I'm sure. Cloth, another one of my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. And this one, you know, was really big in the games. It was one of those Titans. So I love Cloth. I love the shiny. That blue shiny is really cool. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a Psyduck. It has like that derpy, just like blank stare. Like what? Yeah. And then Mabostiff over here, done by Okacheke. This one was also, you know, central in the game storyline. You had Arvin and Mabostiff and the sandwiches, and you know him trying to you know, get Mabostiff's health back. So yeah, super nostalgic, and I just love this this artwork. Okacheke is just awesome artist. We'll skip these. You know, not my favorite Pokemon. Squovit here, done by T0. Just love T0. You know, he's just chilling in the living room there. So yeah. The next one here, Spidops. This is actually a special illustration rare, so it has texture. And again, this is like the start of special illustration rares. We had alt arts in Sword and Shield and Sun and Moon, but they really, you know, they labeled them as kind of a thing in Scarlet Violet. So yeah, cool texture, not as good as, you know, Japanese or Chinese, but still really good. And this one actually connects here with the Tarantula. So you can see there's like a Scyther as well that's kind of trying to catch this this bug Pokemon. But yeah, then Iron Treads down here. Another kind of like Dawn fan throwback. I really liked the Paradox Pokemon, like the Ancient Future. I like the Ancient more. I was a Scarlet enjoyer, so I bought that game. But yeah, I like the Ancient style. Kind of reminds me of like Mega Pokemon, where they get that kind of really badass, you know, kind of old school vibe. Next, we'll go to the Ralts. So these are one of the connecting storylines. So, you know, it goes Ralts, Corellia, Gardevoir, all the way through this family growing up. So it's really cool. And Scarlet Violet had a lot of connecting artworks like this, either through like a storybook or actually connecting the artwork itself. But yeah, just really, really nice. And you can tell they put a lot of thought of it into artists. This is Jiro Sasumo. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, they do a lot of also really good artworks. They do a lot of artworks with flowers. I think they're really talented in that. Yeah, the Gardevoir. So yeah, just really nice. You can see it growing up, taking care of the baby, and then now, you know, its original trainers are fully grown up. Yeah, Miraidon and Koraidon down here. So yeah, these are the Gen 9 legendaries again, and this is the special illustration rare version with the texture, with the dock spun there. So yeah, these were fun. I liked these as the Gen 9 legendaries, being able to, you know, ride on the Pokemon, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And then Dedenne here, of course, up front. Okay, down here we have that's the end of the Scarlet Violet base set. These next ones, because the you know, binder was so challenging and there's just only so much space, this is actually Paldea Evolved ETB promo, and then this is a promo from the spring collection box. So this one's great. It came out around the same time, but yeah, it's just really nice with the Maushold and the Sprigatito and the flowers, of course. And then, of course, the Pikachu has all the starters, Gen 9 starters. And this one's done by one of my favorite artists, the Atsushi Furusawa. So yeah, I love this artwork, and really nostalgic with the, you know, the house that you start out with in the video games in the background there. So yeah, I love that artwork. And then next we'll go to Paldea Evolved. So this one also has a lot of connecting artworks. You have all the starters all the way through. And this is not how, a side note, this is not how the set is laid out as far as the numbering. So I was a little bit creative because I wanted to lay it out in a way that made sense, you know, visually. And so I moved around some of the cards as well. So this is why, you know, we have the illustration rares and the special illustration rares here. But yeah, we'll start out. So Sprigatito. This one's another Kuki Saito. Goes all the way through to Meowscarada. Fuecoco. This was my starter in Gen 9. Shout out Henry from Henry's Poke Corner, one of his favorite starters I know. And man, you can just see how off-center this one is. Like, it's crazy. The print quality is not great on these sets, but man, yeah, super hard to get a 10 in these. And then Skeledirge here goes like through his helping grocery shop and then all the way through to the market. So yeah. Also in Horizons anime was just a great way to get more connected to these starters as well. Like Quaxley with Dot, you know, a Nidothing. It was a good storyline there. So, you know, even though at first, like, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of the times I'm like, I don't know about these starters. And then a year goes by or the anime happens and I'm like, okay, I can see it now. You get a little bit of their personality, learn more about them. So yeah, Quaquaval. Cool. And then next page here, more connecting story artwork. So Tinkatink all the way through Tinkaton. Same thing with the anime. You know, I wasn't a super Tinkatink fan, but then it has a great storyline in the anime where it's trying to build its hammer all the way through up with scrap metal. And yeah, you can see that storyline here. It's kind of in like a workshop area. And it goes through building its hammer all the way through to Tinkaton, where it has that huge, huge hammer. Yeah. Frigibax down here. So this is the Gen 9 Pseudo Legendary. And this is a Cameo artwork as well. So you can see it gets progressively trippier as you go along into its end evolution Baxcalibur. And it kind of reminds me of like Dr. Seuss vibes, you know, with the colors and everything and the trees in the background. You can also notice the print lines, of course, on this one. Right there. It's a big one going all the way down. But yeah, these are great artworks here, too. Arctibax, Middle Stage Evo. And then you have, yeah, this is Baxcalibur, like the super trippy version, which also got a Mega in ZA. It's kind of like that sword going through it like Excalibur. But yeah, this Pseudo Legendary also grew on me. Wasn't my favorite at first, but yeah. And then Heracross, so you have some Gen 2 love. It's not all just new Pokemon, which I like. There's a little bit of something for everybody. And then Ice Cube. So our work down here is great. And then, of course, Raichu. Sleepy Raichu. So we have the Sandygast over here, done by T0. Super creepy, just hanging out here in the sandbox. My cat, of course, is coming to say hi. And then Bramblin down here, done by Sao Sao. So this is another classic Sao Sao kind of storybook style. Paldea and Tauros down here. Also great artwork. It's kind of like on the Serengeti and a new regional form of Tauros. So yeah, just really, really fun. And then Sudowoodo, great Gen 2 Pokemon. Love this artwork. Yeah, he's great. Knackley. Somebody's got to love Knackley. It's like a block of salt. But yeah, sometimes they stretch with the new designs, but you know, over time they get better. Paldea and Wooper here. I actually really like this version of Paldea and Wooper. This artwork not so much, but man, okay, look at these print lines. These are crazy. There's like 10 print lines here. Yeah. But it's challenging to find it without print lines, so yeah. Grafaiai is like the graffiti Pokemon. Another Oswaldo Cato artwork, super, super colorful. Earthworm, another Gen 9 Pokemon, done by Okacheke. More print lines here, of course. Pyroar. And then the Dunsparce, a new Dunsparce Evo with some cameos. You have Dedenne there, yeah, Scatterbug. And then over here, this is, you know, one of my favorites, Marill. So yeah, this is a real throwback. Reminds me of like the Southern Islands Marill, but just a ton of cameos of Pokemon here too. Really like these underwater vibes. And then Magikarp, of course, done by the famous Shinji Kanda. So awesome card, one of my favorite illustration rares. Have it in a 9. Super hard to grade. Tried to grade 10s multiple times, but it's just really challenging. The print quality on these is really rough. But yeah, this, I mean, just super detailed. You can see the Gyarados in the back here, and it's like the story of the carp going up the mountain to then evolve into Gyarados. So yeah, just super detailed and really cool. Love this card. And yeah, I think this is one of my favorite cards of the whole Scarlet Violet era. So yeah. Tyranitar, done by Nurikabe. This one's another great one. Yeah, almost like that photorealistic style with the sunset color background. Maushold, another great Gen 9 Pokemon. Yeah, these are, it's just so detailed. Like you can see all the different areas where Maushold is hanging out with the family, and yeah, such a great Pokemon. And I think the Pokemon Company really likes this Pokemon too, because they're featuring them in a lot of cards. So there's even an exclusive Chinese card with Maushold too. And then you have the 4 legendaries for Gen 9. And yeah, you have Chi-Yu, done by Kiragawa. This one, the texture is really great, even in English. Still see it. Yeah, this one's great. It's like that firefish. Chenpao, you know, the ice version, done by Kadama. Ting-Lu, and then Wo-Chien as well. And then, of course, random Squawkabilly thrown in there. So yeah. Cool, but that's it for Paldea Evolved. Thanks guys for watching. I'll do more videos for future sets, so stay tuned for that. I also have more binder walkthrough videos on my channel, so I have a whole playlist, everything from vintage to modern. And yeah, thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment if you guys have any like favorite from the first 2 sets or anything you want to see in the future, and we'll catch you next time. All right. Thanks.